Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best class mods in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager for PC. There's a ton of great mods in the in-game mod manager that came with patch 7. I'm going to be covering some of the best ones that you may not have heard about because I think they deserve a lot more love. So some of the ones we'll be talking about here is the Wildheart, which is like the Sylvan Sorcerer from Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, which is a Druid Sorcerer combination. Also the Alchemist, which is similar to the Artificer, but has 3 really great subclasses as well in it. The Dragon Tamer, which is a martial class that has a dragon pet, which is super cool to play around with. The Blood Rager, another class, if you played Pathfinder, you'll know this one. It's a Sorcerer Barbarian mix, which is super cool. The Oakheart Sentinels, this is like the old version of the Druid, made by Knightly ST. Really great mod, and I think it's a very, very well done one. Also, we got ourselves the Elementalist, which is great because it has 3 unique subclasses, a martial, a half caster, and a full caster, and lots to love with that mod. In addition to this, I also got the Wormsworn here, made by Echo0000, who made the Artificer mod, and this is their other great creation. This mod is just truly fantastic. And we got ourselves a Devil May Cry mod and a Demigod mod, letting you also focus on being like an heir of Hades, Aphrodite, Ares, Zeus, or Artemis. The Devil May Cry mod is really cool too, especially if you're a fan of it. But first things first, we're going to focus on the Elementalist because this one is, I think, one of the most interesting. It has the classic spellcaster Elemental Weaver here. At level 10, it gets a ton of unique spells that are exclusive just to this class. So the mod creator went out and made a bunch of spells for this, which is cool. The Elemental Synergist is a half caster which does cantrips and it spells and attacks with elemental infused attacks. But the Elemental Gladiator I want to put a special focus on because this one is extremely well done. So you can bind your weapon, give it additional damage. You can choose a damage type, so like you can pick like cold damage here, and this will make your pure weapon damage become cold damage instead of whatever piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing damage. And then you can also add in a different type of passive there for like defense, dueling, etc. Now, where this gets really interesting is you level up, you get a bunch of unique spells or unique weapon actions. So you get the Spell Spark there, which you can use an Elemental Spark to increase your movement speed. But here's the cool feature. So there's a passive that'll add additional damage, and you can choose the damage type. If you want like necrotic or poison or radiant damage, thunder damage, you can add it to your weapon, which is great if you like reverberation, because there's a lot of things that'll trigger off of that. You also get elemental weapon, further increasing the damage and choosing an elemental type per short rest. And you also get special attacks, like here we got these, which will hit in a huge area of effect. So you can use like the explosive straight cold here, which will do a freezing explosion in a huge area, so you can hit multiple targets with it. And as we go through the leveling, you actually get further choices here, like Searing Sting. These do additional, it does weapon damage plus additional 1d4 of a damage type. And there's things like this, which will do additional 1d8 of radiant and give advantage on attack rolls against the target. This here, the Thundering Fissure, which will hit in a huge straight line. The Freezing Gale, which will hit in an area of effect around your character. And then there's like the Reckless Power, which will give yourself weak grip, but then you swing your weapon, recklessly dealing half damage on top of your normal damage, so that can hit pretty hard. And then Flash Fire, which is fire and thunder damage, and you rush forwards and also possibly inflict bleeding. So there's a ton of cool weapon attacks here with this, and it further gets more as we level up. So I think that this is an incredible mod and one you should definitely try out. You regain your elemental sparks and short rest. You get an extra attack, heat of battle. You can turn on additional fire damage, but you get a -2 accuracy penalty and -2 armor class. So higher risk, higher reward. And then again, there's so many cool spell and weapon attacks that are kind of spells. Your elemental weapon improves to do 1d10 and then additionally a 2d8. Honing strikes will give you an increased critical hit chance as well. So this class is very much a martial class, but you deal elemental based damage. So this is a class that I really love. Then you can add another damage type to your attacks too. So there's so much that goes on with this. Another passive here, you can add your weapon attacks deal additional 1d6 force damage and can reduce the target's movement speed to 0. This can reduce armor class by 2. This can stack reverberation, and this can give mental fatigue. So again, adding more damage to your weapon attacks. It is quite strong, but I wouldn't go to say super OP. You also get elemental smites, so you can choose an elemental damage type whenever you attack. And then level 10, it's 2d6 plus 3 damage for the master elemental weapon, which is huge. And then at level 11, you get yourself the empowered elemental smites, and you get immunity to a damage type of your choosing, which is pretty cool. And then at level 11, you get a cataclysmic cleave, which can hit 4 targets at once. at level 12, which is huge. So you can see there with a basic weapon attack, you can deal damage that ignores resistances, and you can stack up reverberation with it as well. So this build is really fun. I'm sorry, Jaheira, I have to do this, but you can see stacking reverberation, and I don't even have any of this gear on, but if you apply the gear, you can stack like 6 stacks per attack, which is really fun to knock enemies prone with your attacks. So yeah, the Elementalist, really great class. This one's made by Avire here. They did a fantastic job with this, and again, 3 unique subclasses. The full caster has a bunch of unique spells as well, so just had to focus on this one because I think that this is a very well done mod. Next, we'll go with the Wildheart, which I think is a really cool class. So 4 subclasses. This one is made by Wildsong XXL, and yeah, it's basically the Sylvan Sorcerer, which makes it a druid combination with a sorcerer. The Master of the Hounds gets the choice of like a dog companion or a wolf companion. The Green Speaker gives you the choice of taking a blue jay, pixie, creeping vine, or a wisp companion. The Raven Song gives you the Raven companion, and then the Primal Lord gives you the choice between a spider, Gramishka, owlbear cub, or the Alioramus, which is a like dinosaur. So 4 cool classes, and then you also get a bunch of different cantrips here. So it's a mixture of like the sorcerer and the druid classes spell list, but not all of them. So it's a nice mix of them, and I find that this goes together well. Like you can get yourself Magic Missile, Thunder Wave, you name it. But it also has like the Mistress Spell mod, so that's another mod that I definitely encourage you to take if you're going with any type of mods from the mod manager, because it adds a bunch of spells like Frost Fingers, which is a really fun spell to use, Absorb Elements, and then yeah, this is incredible. You can also power up your summons too, so whenever you bring them in, you also get the ability to add additional health to them, and it scales up as you level up too. So like we got ourselves the wolf companion here, and the wolf's huge, so that's cool in itself. And then you also got the Nature's Invocation, so it's 14 health at level 1, and then you can go ahead here and apply more health to it, giving us 19, and then as you level up, you get different effects there too. So this class is really fun because I like the druid, I like the sorcerer. Getting sorcery points to be able to cast druid spells is really cool. It doesn't have the same effects as a druid, but it's still really fun. So the spell list, obviously the druid has some really useful ones like Spike Growth, but you also get things like Scorching Ray. You'll be able to get the different summons that a druid can get. So the only thing you're missing is wild shapes, but you honestly, being able to spellcast with summons is, I think, a better option. So yeah, this class is incredible. 4 subclasses and more things to come as the creator is constantly working on it. They did a fantastic job with this mod, and I'm just gotta highlight this one because I'm a big fan of this. They did an incredible job, and the mod creator also made the Green Knight, which is a knight class for the fighter. So it's like a druid fighter, very cool. And then they also have things like the Farmer's Revenge, which I think are cool. But next I want to focus on the Alchemist class. Now this has 3 subclasses that are very well done. You get your Arcane Recovery, but you use the Arcane Recovery for different effects. So you can spend Arcane Recovery charges to use your special grenades. So this class is obviously about throwing grenades. But in addition, you also get like the Volatile Mixture there, which throws a Burning Flask at enemies. You get a bunch of other effects. There's actually kobolds that have that in the base game. So you get to choose some cantrips, and you even get the choice of like some of the cantrips from other classes. You got a good spell slot selection here, so it's kind of like the wizard. And you get class passive, so proficiency in deception and persuasion, magical dark vision, proficiency in expertise and stealth, proficiency in dexterity saving throws, which is really good, and adding intelligence modifier to armor class, and the smoke bomb, which can basically give you a darkness spell, which uses your arcane recovery charges. So yeah, you can build this to be a stealthy grenade thrower, which I think is cool. And then we got ourselves the 3 subclasses here. So School of the Grenadier, which gives you different explosion attacks, and allies automatically succeed saving throws and take no damage from explosives. It's huge. School of the Venomist gives you some immunity and poison, and can't be poison or disease. And the School of the Mutator, which is a martial based class, and it gets an extra attack and a fighting style. And you take mutagens to power yourself up. So your alchemical study involves change, but there must always be a trade-off. Later on, you don't actually get the downsides. Like this will give advantage on charisma, intelligence, wisdom saving throws, and disadvantage on constitution and dexterity dexterity saving throws. This one the opposite, so you flip-flop, but it increases your armor class by 1. Down the road, you get further increased skills. I'm going to show off the School of the Grenadier because I know a lot of people are interested in a mod like this, and again, more cantrips, booming blade, green flame blade. This class is a half caster too, so it doesn't get the same amount of spells as like the artificer, or I guess other classes would. The volatile mixture here does 2d8 of fire damage, and then you also get your level 2 spells here. Great selection. And then you can also bonus action throw, so that's nice. This multi-class as well with the rogue thief, especially if you're the level 20 mod. And also you get some class passives that level up. So you get the ability to create breaching charges, which deal force damage and destroy objects. Spends 2 arcane recovery, so 3d8 of force damage. And also flashbang, which can blind. This is basically like the steel watch grenades that you get in Act 3, and it can blind foes. Pretty useful. And then also the evasion, which is super fun to have. Just gives you a bit more survivability. You do get great spell slot selection, I'll be honest. Like, there is a lot of good spells here, so that's nice. And we get ourselves a feat, and then at level 9 we'll get ourselves a nice little buff, because we can get level 3 spells with fireball, lightning bolt, haste, glyph of warding. Like, there's a lot of great choices for spells here. As I said, level 10 you get yourself a couple more class passives with the ability to create cluster bombs, which will make a 3d8, and if you get to throw 3 of these, which is huge. You also got like a stinky bomb, which nauseating gas prevents targets from taking actions. And yeah, I guess you take some of the other choices there, but I'll show you what this ends up looking like. And then at level 11 you get the volatile mixture, level 3, which gives you further increased exploding grenades, which deal fire damage. So this can be a fun one, because yeah, you got like volatile mixture here, which you can use and you can throw it. So you can see it hits in a huge area, so I'll just throw it over there. Boom, big fire. And then you also have like cluster bombs, which you can throw multiple of. So big explosion, it hits pretty hard and lights things on fire. So big pushback. The Alchemist is a very fun class, so highly recommend giving this one a shot, because it is really well made. Made by Rella Mod here. They did a fantastic job with this one. You can see some of the unique effects that you get from each of the classes, so you can pause this if you want to see. And this is for the mutagen class, so very cool. Next I want to show off the Dragon Tamer, because this is a class that I love and a lot of other people really do like. It's already got almost 50,000 downloads because it's that good. With the Dragon Tamer, you get the ability to summon in a pet, and you get to choose your type. It's got little AI images here, which are really nicely done, like the ice element, fire element is cute, and lightning element. So you pick your poison. It also has a unique little icon there whenever you mouse over it. Very well done. I must say, this is one of the most well done classes. And it's also a martial class, which I think is an interesting choice, because typically with dragons you'd expect it to be like a sorcerer type class, but no. This one actually gets up, fights, and then your dragon will react and fight with you, which is awesome, really cool. So you get medium light armor proficiency, and then your dragon gets stronger as you level up. But what's cool is at level 3 you get to choose if you want to be an elemental archer, which gets medium armor, or elemental swordsman, which gets heavy armor. And when you do a sword attack or a melee attack, your dragon will react and deal 1d6 elemental. And with this, if you do a ranged attack, your summon will also respond. Really cool. So as we continue to level up, your dragon gets stronger, and then you can get different attacks that are from the Battlemaster Fighter, but you don't have to use a resource to do them. So you just get the free cast there. And then you get an extra attack at level 5. You also get the Who Wants Cookies, which can heal your dragon, which is a funny little option. I didn't know dragons' diet was cookies. Then you also get elemental charges, which you can use to stack up and then deal a little bit more damage with different attacks. So as we level up here, you're going to see elemental bond, and then we get the cantrips ice dragon arrow, which is lightning damage plus force, fire dragon arrow, and lightning dragon arrow again, or ice dragon arrow. So you choose whatever dragon you choose, you get a little bit extra damage on those. And then you also get the ability to summon in some elemental charges. So to show off what this looks like, you're going to summon in your dragon companion here. And they do grow with level up, so they get bigger and bigger. They're a cute little fella, you can see there. And then whenever you go with a ranged attack, whenever you attack, your dragon will react. It probably, oh, it did react. So you can use that and it'll attack back as well, as you can see, which I think is really cool. And then you also got, if you got elemental charges, you got you can then use your lightning arrows there. But whenever you attack, your dragon will attack with you, and you got that reaction prompted, so that's super cool. I really like this because I'm a big fan of dragons, and yeah, it's sweet. I think this is a really well done mod. So you got dragon power, which gives you additional damage as you attack. You deal additional damage to targets. Really cool. I think that this mod is a lot of fun, so just had to highlight that one. But next we got ourselves the Blood Rager. So this class is incredible. I love this. Von Smash made this, and I'm a fan of this because it's a class from Pathfinder, and it was really well done too. So with this, so there's 4 subclasses for this mod here, and it's very well done. The mod creator also anticipates to make some more classes. They also featured my build here, so if you want to see a more in-depth version of this, you can check out that, because the build is incredible. Now this mod is fun because you can see here there's 6 subclasses, and more are being worked on right now. So there's the Abysmal Bloodline, which gives you Abysmal Claws and Reckless Claw attacks, the Fey Bloodline, which gives Confusing Critical, Infernal Bloodline, which gives you the Hellfire Strike, dealing additional fire damage, Shadow Bloodline, one of my favorites, gives you Dark Vision, and then some later features. The Undead Bloodline gives you the Rush of the Dead attack, and then the Verdant Bloodline, which is like Groot, you can actually stop yourself in the ground to increase your armor class. So you can root yourself, get increased armor class, and you get some different effects as well, which I think is incredible. So the Shadow Bloodline I'll just show off here because I think that this is one of my favorites. It's actually hard to pick a favorite because they're all unique and well done. While Blood Raging, you may take advantage on saving throws against spells you or an ally casts. This has no action cost. In addition, at level 3 we get ourselves the Blood Casting, so we can cast spells while raging, and Darkness Within. Well, at the end of each turn while Blood Raging, you create a pool of magical darkness around you, blinding creatures without dark vision. If you have Shadow Frenzy, these pools of darkness will be 1 meter larger and persist for 1 turn longer. So you just make darkness around, which is extremely useful. Armor of Agathis as well. So what's nice about Armor of Agathis is later on we get an ability that when we rage, we can automatically apply that to ourselves, which is super cool. Good spell selection too, which makes this nice. It's not overpowered. It's not like you get level 6 spells. You get half casting, you get extra attacks. So you got to make a conscious choice each turn what the best choice is to do for combat, which I love. And then at Blood Rage, you may apply the effect of a beneficial target spell you have without using an action or bonus action, and that uses a spell slot obviously, but that is super cool. Strength of Shadows, when you confirm a critical hit with a melee weapon while Blood Raging, you deal additional cold damage equal to half the damage done. You also have resistance to cold damage and becomes immunity at level 12. Really cool. Misty Step, which is huge for a barbarian for extra mobility. I also like Mirror Image because this is a beneficial spell, so when you Blood Rage, you can potentially cast this on yourself. And also you get some different class passives. So while Blood Raging, you add your Constitution modifier to your spell attack rolls and saving throw DC, which is crazy. Very fun and effective. You also have advantage on concentration checks, Disguise Self. Once per long rest, when you fail a saving throw while Blood Raging, you can use the roll again. Add in Strength modifier to intimidation checks. While Blood Raging and wielding a 2-handed weapon or a single-handed weapon without a shield, your critical hit threshold is reduced by 1. While Blood Raging, your limbs elongate, increasing the reach of your melee attacks by 1 meter, which is huge. So go Gadget Arms. Reflective Instincts, while Blood Raging, you may make an additional number of reactions equal to half your dexterity modifier rounded down per 3. And this is a reaction whenever a target moves away from you, you can jump after them, which is super cool. And if you're using the Verdant Bloodline, you'll actually do like a whip with your Thorn attack. So that's fun. A lot of cool passives. That's what makes this class so well done. This is one of the first mods that the creator made just by learning to code, and they went above and beyond what I've seen in this mod manager. Like, this is incredibly well done. So love this mod. There's a lot of great things to say about this. Once per Blood Rage, you can teleport from one shadow to another, and then you also get Hunger for Dar. So that's what makes the Shadow one of my favorite subclasses for this. But yeah, I think I'll be doing build guides for all the subclasses because this one's just so unique, and especially if you played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, you may know the Blood Rager, and it's fun. So yeah, great spell selection. Not overpowered, but it is strong and it's fun to play, and that's really what's most important. Now you can also trigger Darkness Within at your destination, so you can create more darkness whenever you teleport around. And on the first turn of your Blood Rage, you may use Step Through the Shadows without using a bonus action, and killing blows made while Blood Raging will restore one of your Step Through the Shadows and reapply this effect. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's fun to dash around and be focused on doing like shadow damage, I guess you could say. Being in the darkness, I'm a big fan of that. Pairs well with the Shard Spear of the Evening. But yeah, you got your Shadow Blood Rage there, which is really, really cool. Now, I'm also going to show off another mod that I like. So yeah, this one was made by Von Smash, Blood Rager. But the Oakheart Sentinels, this is made by Nightly ST. They did a great job. I've talked about this mod before, but it only has 5,000 downloads, so go check this one out. This deserves all the downloads because it's so fleshed out of a class. So it's kind of like the old school druids where they were a martial class, and you also get like a ranger's companion. So there's 6 subclasses at the moment. We got the Spring Keeper, Sun Watcher, Lore Seeker, Phase Shaper, Fall Reaver, and the Frost Weaver. These come with their own unique summons. So like you can see here, like you get Orb of Winter and Arm of Agathis with this one. Winter's Gift with just Cold Eldritch Blast. It was really fun, giving yourself different options for spells. This will give you carry Taint on themselves and challenge your weapons, doing a little extra damage. Phase Shaper, they all get choices of summons, but some of them will get unique summons. Like this one has this Hyena summon, the Spring Keeper. The Sun Watcher, they all get the choice of the Ranger's Companions and some different ones as well. Good spell selection because it takes from the Druid spell selections. And then you also got some good choices in spells here from the Druid list. But you're also a martial class, which is fun. And then you get the +3 bonus. So you can take your wisdom up to 13 right at the start of the game. Or up to 18, not 13. The +3. So you got the Hyena Pet. You got Oakheart Companions. So you can summon in a Spirit Eagle, Tainted Bear, Blink Dog, Saber Cat, Winter Wolf, or Owl Bear. And then you also got the classic Bear Companion Boar, the Raven, Spider, and Wolf. The Raven being a good one, and the Spider or the Bear as well. And since I picked this class, I can choose the Hyena, so I can summon in a Hyena Pet, which is pretty fun. Not the strongest, but you got many options, and that's what's fun about role playing. So this class also gets extra attacks, it's kind of melee focused. So casting expertise, all Sentinel classes use summon allies and Spirit Companions to keep them safe. They learn to carefully shape their offensive spells so you don't hit them. Oak's Aim, so the Lore Seeker develops special technique to use their instincts on bow attacks to boost their aiming and hitting weaker spots of enemies. And we also get some different class spells here. So at level 3, we get ourselves a Summon Badger, and this summon the spirit in the shape of White Warg, enlarge or reduce. And then you get again some more druid spells here. I really like this class. It's just so much fun to play around with because I like the druid, but I wish it was more martial class focused instead of spell casting. And this is exactly what it does. Summon Boar we got now, Companion's Bond. We also get healing spells, and then you get some level 3 spells, so you can do like a Call Lightning, which is really effective. And I guess this one isn't really focused on being a martial class. This one's more of a caster, but there are other ones that are focused on spell cast or be more of a martial class. So yeah, you can see here we got different summons too, which are pretty cool. So Summon Boar, we can go ahead and pop that down. And then we got ourselves Pumbaa here, and then also summon a Badger. So a lot of different fun summons that you can use, and they're just great for pulling aggro, and you can move them around to draw different attacks because they have a lower armor class. So really fun class, great spell casting, 6 unique spells or subclasses. This mod deserves like way more downloads. I really do think. Like the Devil May Cry one's got 18,000. This one needs more. Also, the Wormsworn is another class that I think deserves some more love because this is made by the creator of the Artificer mod, which has a ton of downloads. The Artificer mod's incredible too, but the Wormsworn is funky because I've talked about it in other videos. It's like a paladin version of like the Draconic Sorcerer. So you get to pick an ancestor and the class passive here. So if we go with the Lightning, the blue one, we get ourselves Lightning Breath. But you also get, if you pick the Blade of the Worm, you get the ability to smite using your Worm Oath. So you'll do a smite that deals damage of the choice of your Draconic ancestor of choosing, which is huge. Path of the Worm gives you a breath attack every turn, and then the Herald of Worm allows you to do portals, and those deal damage to targets nearby. So you can just zip around the battlefield. I really like this one though, because you can add additional lightning damage. What's another cool feature of this is, I'll just show it off as we level up. You get Dragon's Blood to cast your spells. So you can replenish them. So you get a level 3 spell right at level 1. But the thing is, you use up all your Dragon's Blood and you have to do a long rest. So it's not really worth it. You can see here, this is a level 3 spell. We get it at level 3, which is not normal. Normally that's level 5 you get that. But they use up different amounts of Dragon's Blood. You also get the choice of weapon proficiencies. What's fun about this is you can choose some spells in high risk, high reward. And you also got different ways to replenish your Dragon's Blood too. So as you level up, you get different passives. So you can see here at level 5, we got ourselves Cone of Cold, which would use 5 Dragon's Blood. So not typically something you're going to want to use often, but it's an option there too. But we got ourselves these class passives. So this one here, whenever you cast a spell, you get a dragon's blood back. Boil the blood. You got different ones that can like heal your teammates. You can add additional damage to your teammates. So nearby allies gain 1d4 of oath damage. They'll get your lightning damage added to their attacks. Recover 1 dragon's blood when killing 2 enemies in the turn. Recover 1 dragon's blood when killing an enemy with a smite. So if you smite often, that's a good way to go about it. And then you can also summon in companions. So this gives you the ability, so when you kill an enemy, you can summon in 2 ranged dragonborns. So they're dragonborns. It's cool. And then this one can make you become vulnerable to all damage types and summon in multiple dragonborns. So I can't do that outside of combat, but you'd summon that and you'd summon in 3 dragonborns to fight for you. You get your dragon attacks. So you can see there, it uses 5 dragon's blood. I got 8 that replenishes on long rest. This mod is fantastic. It's a lot of fun to use. I highly recommend giving this a shot because I'm a big paladin fan, but this gives you so much more creativity other than just using radiant damage. You get spells that you can cast, but there's risk associated with using up all your resources, so that's really cool. Now I'm going to end off with the Zaggy Devil May Cry class mod made by Zaggy. I mentioned previously, but this is made by Echo0000, the creator of the Artificer mod. With this one, even if you're not a fan of Devil May Cry, it's extremely cool because you get a bunch of unique weapon attacks. So you get the Stinger there, which does normal attack damage plus additional force damage. You also get extra skill proficiencies too. But as we level up, you get a bunch of really cool attacks. This one is overpowered, I must say. You got the bonus action, hide, disengage, and dash. We also got level 3, an extra bonus action, and the style switcher, which you can switch your fighting styles, which gives you a bunch of different attacks. We got crystal here, which does additional cold damage that explodes, and you also get the ivory shot, which can shoot 2 targets at once and deal additional force damage to them. As we go down the list, we get some more powerful abilities. Extra attack at level 5, ground trick, so you can teleport around. And then you also get the ebony shot, so focus your demonic energy into a single point, shooting a powerful arrow in a straight line, dealing a ton of damage. I'll show off how strong this is in a moment. We also get the ability to turn into a devil form. We get an increased jump distance, and then we got the Umbra fire attack, so huge damage. There's a lot of spells that are very OP, but fun to use too. You also get to choice in some skill proficiencies, and you can take expertise in them. Yeah, I'm not able to select both of these for some reason, but there we go. That's fine. In addition to this, we also got the Helmbreaker Fire. I'm a demon, giving you immunity to fire damage, which is nice because we got some attacks that could have potentially hit us. Level 9, you get yourself the 6 skills, giving you slashing resistance and immunity, or overcome slashing resistance and immunity. Demolition, which deals a bunch of force damage in a turn in an area, and then charge attack, which does weapon damage plus fire and additional fire damage. So you're pretty offensive. At level 10, you get your jam session, which does thunder damage and potentially stuns them. You can also draconically fly. And this mod goes all the way up to level 20. So there are some very powerful effects that you can hit like a ton of targets and take them all out. This does 3d12 plus 4 plus 3d12 plus 4. It's a lot of damage. This takes you out of your devil form though, which is pretty interesting. And at level 12, we get our sweet. After casting crystal, you get access to million carats. So some of these you get at higher levels. You get the ability to do an attack to like 20 different targets, which is fun. So you got like the stinger attack here. We got our devil form. We got ivory shot, which you can attack 2 targets at once and deal additional damage to them. Or Jahara. Jam session, which hits thunder damage in a huge area. Boom, cool animations. You got the quicksilver, so you can hasten yourself, or this gives you a haste and you already have the extra bonus action. You can go into your devil form, and then when you're in devil form, you also get some different effects here. So you got must be a devil triggered form. Yeah, we lost our devil form for some reason, but you'd be able to do these fire attacks too, which hit really hard. Then you also get the style switcher, which can give you advantage on melee attacks, advantage on ranged attacks, increase armor class by 3, and double movement speed. So you can switch those every turn for free, which is really nice. Then the crystal attacks here, so I'll show you that. Boom. Really cool animations. So yeah, those are the best class mods in Baldur's Gate 3's PC mod manager. So yeah, definitely go check these out if you found them interesting. They're very fun to play around with. And also, if you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an incredible day, and I'll see you all in the next video.